Hello and welcome to Wingot Plays Nomifactory. Today we are going to we are going to get our quantum circuits processed. We'll make our LUV assembly machine, and maybe we can even push through to the first couple of the crystal circuits. We will get stuck because the crystal processing array requires us to have made enderium ingots and draconium ingots, both of which require naquita coils, but these first couple will make machines a fair bit cheaper than having to use these quantum processors and quantum processing arrays. So let us get started. Step one, of course, is to make the quantum circuit. In the main corridor as well, I've just set up some monitors so that we can see the various ingots that we are producing at the tier that we're at, and which we are running short on a lot of the time. Tungsten ingots here, we've got a whole lot of that being processed at the moment. If we take a look here, interesting that there's no tungsten ore there, so maybe we are actually running out of the tungsten that is producing. Tungsten steel we are very low on, and then up here we have decent amounts, but let's say I go here and request another 140 solar panels. If you take a look here, it will use up 864 iridium, which is about half of our stock there. So we do have almost 2,000, but we don't have infinite amounts. Let me just have a quick look over here at our processing system. We have rutile there, and I think we are out of tungstate in both of those. Yes, okay, so we need to actually get some more tungstate. Let me just take a quick look at how we're doing for quantum flux, actually. Quantum flux won't have changed, will it? Because the moon turf hasn't been processed. Okay, let's go here, process up the moon turf, and then that will allow us to get some more quantum flux, and that should mean that there's less of a problem from doing more tier 3 missions, because we were getting down into less than 200, so I was a little hesitant to be sending off these higher tier missions all that frequently. But let's send 4 of these tier 3s. And one thing I did do between episodes was I set up the extended crafting packaged auto combination, which allows us to record in these packages, and it will use all of these in order to craft the various patterns. This one up here is the crystalline ingot. This one over here is the reinforced mining laser, which gets used fairly commonly in these higher tier recipes. And through having this flour, that means that it is a lot quicker than using this automation interface here. Anyway, all of that done, that will get us more tungstate going, which will allow for our tungsten to continue increasing. That said, I did actually fix this so that we are producing tungsten passively again as well. So there was an issue where this had actually run out of the extraterrestrial matter because I had never actually put a storage bus on this draw controller, despite having infinite extraterrestrial matter there. But let us go back. So quantum circuit, we can just make that in a assembler. The thing that it will need though is qubit CPUs. So let's see, I don't think, I forgot I did that. I have already automated qubit CPUs previously, which I think is down here, one of the last things we managed to fit onto this line, and qubit CPUs are made using qubit CPU wafers, obviously. Over here, nano CPU wafers with quantum eyes. Why are we short on quantum eyes? I thought that was an automated process. It is. We've got maxed out quantum eyes there. So why is it not going into there? Right, never mind. We're not doing the quantum wave process. We're doing the indium gallium phosphide process, which needs gallium dust, indium, and phosphorus. Indium we get from tiny piles, which we get here. Yes, we get the indium concentrate and then turn that into tiny pile of indium dust. That's right. And so we need purified sphalerite, purified galena. We've got galena, that's no problem, but purified sphalerite, we basically need these tier 2 missions, and I've turned off tier 2 missions because I frankly didn't have enough input buses on our small projector here. I probably should just make an extra small projector, but for the time being, we can just go. So micro miner, I've made 4 of these smalls. If we take a look there, I need, so tungstate, cassiterite, scheelite, bauxite, no, yeah, there you go, sphalerite. We need 2 quantum flux for each, so give me 8 of those, good. And then temporarily, let's just move this out of the way so that we can access that, throw those into there. Good. And then put you back there. We might as well actually hide all of these from the terminal. There we go, good. So then that, yeah, that'll be running, that'll be producing our sphalerite, and then I have actually modified our ore processing line so that once it does get to the ore washing section, if it is purified galena or purified sphalerite, it's blacklisted, and instead it goes down here into our bypass chest and then goes up into our purified drawer up there. And once we get the purified sphalerite coming through, we'll be able to put that in there, and then the system will just be able to continue. Now meanwhile, I do want to prioritize that sphalerite if I can. So, where is it? There. So let's rutile, moon turf. We definitely want to keep doing moon turf. So let's put the sphalerite here, deprioritize the rutile, and then there you go. Our sphalerite is being processed, and then that should make some purified, which will make some indium gallium dust. Rutile. Why's all that rutile sitting there? Are these full? Yeah, those are full. Okay. But I think the sphalerite, there you go, the sphalerite is making its way through. So now we're just going to have to pop down here and tell it that sphalerite can go up here into a drawer. And then that will get pulled out, there you go, into that system over there to give us the indium. Meanwhile, this yellow garnet appears to also be something that doesn't have a drawer. Perfect. Good. So that'll get our indium producing again, and then with indium we can continue to get more qubit CPUs. Which, let's have a look here. Yeah, it looks like that's processing. There you go, indium gallium phosphide. There we go. This is processing as well. We'll be getting more qubit CPU wafers, which will then immediately go into there and become more of the qubit CPUs. It's just a slow process to actually do this chemical reaction, but it does produce 5 from each. Good, and then that's already done. Perfect. So now we just need to go set up our assemblers to use those qubit CPUs. So, quantum circuit. Here, in fact, we've got them all over here. Quantum circuit in an assembler with soldering alloy. We don't yet have sys at the ASOCs, so we're just going to have to do this standard nano CPU, qubit CPU, multi-layer fiber. All of these things we've already got. So that's done. Quantum CPU. Next here, quantum processor. Again, all of those things have already been automated. Quantum processor array. Quantum eye chrome plate. I don't think we've automated chrome plates, or at least we've not passived chrome plates. This here, power IC, that actually looks like something new that we're going to have to deal with. And then signal on wire, quantum processor. Okay. And then lastly, let's take a look at this quantum processor mainframe, which is actually made in the assembly line that we made last episode. Now, I did go ahead and move our assembly line into here. And as you can see at the bottom there, I have set it up for automation over here with the lasers and fluid buses, fluid interfaces. And down here, yes, it sort of destroys that look a bit, but frankly, we don't actually come down to the bottom here when we're looking for the aesthetics. We tend to go up above. I did try facades. I did try the covers. I couldn't get anything that seemed like it would be able to cover that. But frankly, we come up here when we're going for the shot of what it looks like. We don't go underneath, so that'll be fine. Now, meanwhile, so let's pop to our assembler here. Now, this is the assembler that's got our old patterns. This one's got plenty of space. So how about we put our various patterns up there, at least for any of the circuits plus our current tier. And then these are the ones we're looking to replace. So if we go here, we can put refined, micro, nano, quantum. So we've got our various circuits there. And then here we've got our processor and processor array. Good. Now, at that point, we should be able to make quantum circuits. Let's make 20 of those. Go. And it looks like it's just working. Okay, well, it thinks it's done. There you go, 20 quantum circuits. Perfect. And I did actually replace these with IV assembling machines, which, frankly, that wouldn't have even worked if I hadn't done that. So, there you go. Fourth and final tier 4 circuit. Now, let's pop those back in and we'll go for the quantum processor. Which, again, running quickly, and then grab that. We'll get it to make a quantum processor array. We can't. I was right, we have an automated chrome plate, and we need to figure out how IC. So, chrome plate, very easy. That'll just be a compressor recipe. Chrome plate in the compressor at LV. Okay, easy. Good. Compressor, where's the compressor array? Looks like I didn't name that interface. So our compressors are down the very end here. Tell you what, let's grab all of these. Let's break that for a sec. And we'll name it compressor array. Perfect. Now, what we can do is we can actually change it so that it's there, and then we can give it a piece of, not Fluix. Actually, what's going on here? We've lost a lot of our network there. We've lost so many of our... I don't expect this should be related, but let's grab this, put it back there. Yeah, we've lost so many of our patterns because we had all of those. patterns for the different wires, for example. Where's our wire modes? There. Because the system knows how to make a whole lot of cables. There you go, energetic alloy signalum and steel lumium. Oh, actually, I think I know what's happened. I think I know what's happened. The quantum bridge is turned off somehow. Because if we look here, there's apparently no power on this side. How does that work? Great big energy bank there. We've got our dense energy cells over here, which are all completely full. Okay. Now, yeah, there's a signal conduit connected there. But the issue doesn't appear to be no power. I think it's this bridge is down for some reason. Which could be a power issue on the other end, but again, there's great big power banks here that are both completely full. And this is the side that it looks like everything is working. Why has our quantum bridge just decided to stop working? I can't think of anything that's changed in the last 5 minutes. Because it was working at the start of this episode. What did I do? I broke that compressor, that interface, and I access to these terminals. Let's try breaking things and replacing them. The old Minecraft solution. Two problems. Okay. Now what's happening? But that's not doing the... That's all completely full. And in fact, let's do this. Let's put the energy acceptor right next to that. And it's perfectly good. ME conduits and power cables there. ME conduits run the whole length. Oh, and now it's online. Very weird. Very, very weird. Okay, good. So let's go grab that compressor because I did break the naming on it. You give me a piece of flux again. Your give you that, and there. Now, this can be changed into that, and then you are a compressor array interface. Perfect. Yeah, let's go there. That can go there. You get the expansion card and then the various patterns. Perfect. Good. And then we were working on making that, so we still just need the power IC. Good. Now, power IC, how do we make that? That is just a cutting saw with power IC wafer, which is just a precision laser engraver with a blue lens and glowstone doped wafer. Well, we've already made glowstone doped wafer. We don't have any more space on our EV line though, so how about we teach the system how to make an IV tier laser engraver using our quantum processors that we've just obtained. And then laser engraver, give me one of those. We're short on tungsten steel and it doesn't know how to make the emitter. So the emitter can be made in an assembler using nano processor arrays, config 1. What if we use quantum processors instead? Give me a second one of those. Give me a second one of those, go. Good, and then those can go there, because I'm sure that can use 2 quantum processors. Perfect. Now, ooh, that's still got the integrated circuit in it. Yep. Okay, U, circuit 1, thank you. And in fact, let's go here and just put the number 1, config 1. So down here, we can put our emitter, and then we should be able to make that, except we just don't have the tungsten steel. Perfect. Now, how are we doing for tungsten? We've got 1,000 tungsten. Let's actually change this so that it will run and make us some tungsten steel. And let's have a look up there. Okay, yeah, we're not producing enough tungsten for the blast furnace to be the slow point. Perfect. Now, how much? They said we needed 22, didn't it? Yeah. So we're just going to have to wait for that blast furnace to finish those. In the meantime, we might as well pop over here and get things set up for when it's ready. We're going to need item conduits, we're going to need a filter, we're going to need fluid conduits, and probably a fluid filter. And then we need crates. Oops, not crates, drawers. We're going to need 2 of these, a drawer downgrade. Perfect. Now, go here, give us 2 of those, give us my drawer key, and then these can go on top here, 1, 2, and then the one on the right gets a drawer downgrade. Perfect. Now, this we're going to have to, so we're going to need a cutting saw and a precision laser engraver. So let's go teach the system how to make a cutting saw, which probably also needs tungsten steel. Cutting machine IV. Good. That's quantum. Yep, good. Give me that. There you go. So we need a cutting machine, which is also going to use tungsten steel. Fine, do that. And then, yeah, we're down to 1. Okay. So this cutting machine can use lubricant. Yep. Let's check here. You are not exposing lubricant at all, so let's get that ready. Now, we also need fluid conduits here, so that this cutting machine will have access to lubricant. Good. Now it's filling up with lubricant, so now we just need to be able to put in the power ICU wafer. Power IC wafer. So what we can do is we can actually set this up so that it's ready for it. Power IC wafer, insert, and then extract and black. Perfect. And then once we get one, we can throw it up there. Now we also need that was the cutting saw. We need a laser engraver. Which, oh, Oh, okay, must have made tungsten steel rods or something out of them. And so now there's enough that it only needs like 6 more tungsten steel. Cool. Good, 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 good. And done. Good. Advanced precision laser. Good. Now that needs to, well, first thing, let's grab the blue lens. I don't know. We have taught the system how to make a blue lens. Ah, just out of lapis. Okay, do that. Perfect. And then that gets to go down there. And then this gets to take glowstone doped wafers. Perfect. Insert. Extract on black. Go. Now we just need to also put the glowstone doped wafers here so that those can get into the system. And then we lastly just need to give it a bit of power so that both of these can run. Good. We're getting the power IC wafers, which can go there in our one stack drawer, and then they just power IC. Power IC wafer there. Good. And then that should just go into here, and we'll get our power ICs, which can then go up to there. Perfect. And at that point, we should be able to make our quantum processors, quantum processor array, which uses, there you go, power ICs, go. And then the last thing is we're going to actually try to make our quantum mainframe, which is the first thing that needs to actually be made in our assembly line. So let's go have a look at getting that up and running. So step one, very easy. We'll go put some soldering alloy into this fluid input hatch. Soldering alloy, so where is it? It's here. So this first hatch can have soldering alloy, and then that'll just go into there. Perfect. Now we need a pattern in here in this assembly line to, well, in this interface to feed into our assembly line there. Ah, never mind. That wasn't very useful. Okay, so the we don't need that, we need that. So it's going to have 9 ingredients. So we can do it in our normal interface. Our normal pattern terminal. Perfect. And then pop over here. And I think that this will just work. Let's put it in blocking mode. And so that might just work as is. Quantum stars, HSSG frames. Okay. So, quantum stars. Quantum star, radon, nether star. We can't yet make the tier 8, so this is what we need to do, radon and nether star. Now, the question is, I don't think we've got anything that can... I think we've manually made them before. And I don't think we're going to need them in any sort of quantity. IV fuel generator. I'm just wondering whether we do automate the production of these. For now, let's grab a chemical bath. Yeah, okay. Let's teach the system how to make a chemical bath at IV tier. Go, make that. Perfect. And here. Good. Now, I want a chemical bath. Go. Definitely going to have to do something better about the magnetizers, because that's currently still an NB machine, but it's not exactly a slow point for us. But now, advanced chemical bath, what I can do for the time being is I can just throw it onto here, aluminum cable, give me an interface, here, that, good, and then I need a fluid interface, which can be one of these if we want it to be, good, and then we just need a bit of fluids to connect that here, and then finally we just need to set all of this up so that that can import, that can also output from the same side, and we need a pump that can, screw it, let's do IV, that can pull from the input. Perfect. Good. Now, what was it that we need? We need radon. Radon here. Good. So that'll fill up with radon. Then that's already got that recipe. So now let's tell it to make some quantum stars. Good. Go. And it's processing, and we just need to, oops, tell it to export. Perfect, good. So that'll make the quantum stars, and the last thing we need is, where is it here? The HSSG frame. So to make that, we're going to need to make HSSG. So show me config 1, you can have that. Now HSSG, we need HSSG plates, we need HSSG rods, and we need HSSG ingots to be able to even make all of that. But let's encode these various recipes. So we want HSSG plates, we want HSSG rods in the lathe. Good. You show me the lathe. Lathe processing array over here can have the rods. Compressor can have the plates. And then last thing we are going to need to make this is to teach the system how to make HSSG ingots, which is going to be a blast furnace recipe. In fact, let's add that there. And HSSG dust. So let us go and see about setting this one up. Now, show me you, HSSG dust. We have chrome, vanadium, and molybdenum being made. We just don't have tungsten steel dust being made. So I'm going to need a pulverizer, IV. Yep, okay. So that can go there. That needs a item conduit. It's going to need a drawer. And that drawer is definitely going to need a downgrade. And then this needs an item filter for tungsten steel ingots. Good, insert extract. I need tungsten steel ingots. Good, and then as soon as that gets some power, good, we're getting lots of tungsten steel dust. We've burned through our complete tungsten steel stockpile, unfortunately. Still got plenty of tungsten, but yes, tungsten steel is still being made. I'll have to see what I can do about upgrading those. Currently they're on EV tier, so I'll have to see what I can do about upgrading them to like LUV to increase the throughput there. That said, I think the limitation is actually, yeah, the production of tungsten is barely keeping up as it is, so it's a limited possibility there. Now, meanwhile, so HSSG dust, we can pretty easily actually set this up with a limited item filter here on, that was the one. Oh no, that's fine because I haven't hit the insert button yet. We need tungsten steel dust. We need 6 of that. We need 1 chrome, 2 moly, 1 vanadium. 1 chrome, 2 vanadium dust. No, 2 moly. Molybdenum dust. Good. Now insert that and extract on black. Good. I don't think that's got any of the dusts, so moly, chrome dust, another interface, ME conduits, run that there for now. Okay, so moly, vanadium dust, and tungsten steel dust. Perfect. That should be everything we need in here now, except we just need to tell you to extract. Good. And then lastly, that needs to make, let's grab some cobblestone. Fill up all of those. Good. Now this needs to make HSSG dust. Perfect. And then we can grab a drawer. And in fact, HSSG dust is only used, well, it's used for making the other dusts, and it's used to make the ingot. But even still, we'll set it up with a downgrade so that it only keeps a stock of 1 stack, well, effectively 2 stacks. Good. And so now this can be processed in a tungsten steel blast furnace. So these are all nichrome. Down the end there, we've got a tungsten steel. So how about we go here, grab a output bus, a heat-proof casing, and a input bus. Good. Output, heat-proof, input. Good. It just formed. It's making HSSG. Good. Now here we need HSSG, which the HSSG ingot, and let's say we want to have 1,000 of that in mid and low. Perfect. Now the last thing we need to do is pop upstairs, and where's our item conduit? There. We will go in here. Okay, so this here is going to be the input bus. Perfect. Good. Now that should be where it will come out. You insert HSSG dust. Good. There you go. It's cooked. Hot HSSG ingot, and then we can extract on white. Good. And then the last thing we need is a few facades so that we can cover all of this back up and pretend we were never here. And then replace the solar panels. Good. Now HSS-G. There. That can go there. Good. And then the last thing we need is we need to put the HSSG dust here so that it will go into that input bus, and now it's automated. We have HSSG. And once we get about 18 of that, we will then be able to make our quantum processor mainframe. Because if we take a look here, quantum processor mainframe, all we need is 32 HSSG ingots, because we've taught the system to make a number of plates and a number of rods at the same time. So as soon as this process runs through a fair bit, it will be able to make those mainframes, and we'll have done all of this row. Why do we not have a... I just took it out of the system. But thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.